Okay, so hey guys, it's PSL here, and if I've scheduled this video correctly, this should be coming out on the 23rd of December. I mean, at the time I'm recording this, it's much earlier in December, but 23rd of December, that means I'm sure everybody's going to be gearing up to Christmas if you celebrate that. And what's the thing that comes into your mind when you think of Christmas? Do you think of presents, getting family and friends together, having a good time, all the great Christmas songs? Well, some of them are great. One of the things that comes into my mind is blooming cold weather, and if you're lucky, snow. And that's exactly this inspiration for this video. This is an excuse for a Christmas video. Snow, quite a good thing. Snow. I mean, it's you know, it's a lot of fun to play around in, to chuck about. Not so great to drive on, to be honest. I mean, sure they do in WRC, they drive around on snow quite a lot, but WRC cars are often four-wheel drive, relatively light as they can be, of 1.2 tons as the minimum weight. They're limited to a maximum of 300 horsepower, which is good because you don't want that much more when you're going on snow. And they've generally got quite short wheelbases, are quite narrow, quite short, and are front-engined. If I was to tell you, out of all of those characteristics, the car I'm about to drive on Gran Turismo 6 on the snow has only got one of those characteristics. It's way heavier, it's got 448 horsepower, rear-wheel drive only, and is made by some Americans who generally can't really do rallying. It's a Dodge Viper. I mean, Dodge Vipers are renowned for being good on snow. No, but in all seriousness, on Gran Turismo 6, a Dodge Viper is one of the few cars you're allowed to buy spiked snow tyres for. I found this out and I thought, you're having a laugh, a Dodge Viper on snow. I just thought, I've got to try this out for a Christmas video. This is going to be brilliant, so let's just buy the snow tyres and let's see how badly this goes. Right, so here we are at Chamonix, I guess is how you'd say it, how you pronounce it rather, and we're coming up to start the lap, and initial impressions, I'm very, very impressed. Wow. So coming up to start the lap, so we got the first corner, timed corner, and bit of understeer, but we got a drift. And we're able to control it. Now this car's got 50% more power than the WRC regulations allow. It's American. Americans can't build cars that are meant for snow. They never see the snow. Not in America, not in most parts of America. So now I'm amazed we're having controllable drifts. We're going 140 miles an hour, 144 miles an hour. It broke fine there as well. I mean, sure, we got ABS, but the braking was fine. We're having controllable drifts, and it's so controllable. We could form a WRC, well, not a WRC, but we could form another rally championship out of this. I mean, this is extraordinary. Look, even the tight twisty. That might have been my fault, actually. That might have been my fault, but. Okay, what about this? We got another tight corner coming up. And easy controllable drift in first gear with that amount of wheel spin. I mean, sure, I had that spin out. Yeah, we get a bit of understeer in this car, but it's a Dodge Viper on snow. The fact we spun out once and we've understeered once, that's fine. I completely will take that. I mean, this car was built in America. It's got like an 8-litre truck engine at the front. It's probably never seen the snow before, and now look. The fact it's doing this well amazes me. Okay, so I'm coming up to where the game started us off, I believe. This looks very similar anyway. And I've been amazed by how controllable this car is. It's rear-wheel drive as well, let's not forget. As I said, the only specification this car meets to a modern day WRC car is the fact it's front engine. That's it. and we're going to come across the line. A 5-mile lap on snow we've done in 4 minutes 14 in a Dodge Viper. That's amazing. Right, so guys, I've been looking through my car list on Gran Turismo, and I've found another car which I think is better suited to the snow than the Dodge Viper is, definitely. It's got 250 horsepower, which is within the WRC limit of power, and it's slightly lighter than the Dodge Viper. I think I'll show it to you guys. It's not a Lotus Elise or an MX-5, it's a Plymouth. I mean, I think you'd struggle to tell me something wrong with that image. There's an Ayrton Senna dressed up guy next to a Plymouth about to drive in the snow. Tell me something wrong with that. Right, so once again guys, I've turned off all of the driving assists apart from ABS, and I have noticed one issue right away, and it is the steering wheel's massive. You guys may have noticed another issue, and it's the fact there's no roof on the car, which is a bit of an issue, but I'm sure we'll work around it. There's no roof, I mean, why not? Why can't there be a convertible rally car? I mean, you know, I don't think it's that big of an issue. The fact that it's a Plymouth, also made in America, is again front engine rear wheel drive, and is from 1960, I'm sure aren't big issues at all. I'm sure they're not. But actually, even though I'm taking the piss out of this car, this is even easier to drive on the snow than the Viper was. It's definitely slower, but it's so easy to drive. And apparently this car's only got 2 gears. No, it has got 3 Gs. Took a long time to get into 3rd gear, but this is so easy to drive. I'm actually amazed. This is more surprising than the Viper. Sure, it's got less power, but it's 37 years older than the Viper. That's 37 years less time to hone your engineering skills, and it's holding up remarkably well. I'm staggered. Anyway, we're coming up to the last corner, and actually this lap time is very close to the Dodge Vipers actually, and considering it's got so much less power, it's okay. It is going to be a bit further off in lap time than I thought. 10 seconds off, about 10 seconds off in lap time, which considering this car's from 1960, wow, look at this car. And it's not even a convertible. I think I said it was a convertible. It's not. It just hasn't got a roof. I mean, look at this. Everybody would watch WRC if they had these in it. Wow. I mean, what a looker this car is. Now here's the 3rd car, which apparently is allowed to use spiked tyres in this game, and if you can't see the competitive advantage with having this car, I'll explain it to you. If your car breaks down, or has a punctured tyre or whatever, in the middle of nowhere, all you have is your driver and your co-driver. If you had this, you could take a mechanic or 2 with you in the back seats. I mean, sure, you could take out the back seats to reduce weight, but why would you do that? You could take a couple of mechanics with you. And I can't believe Renault hasn't entered the Aventime into it before. I mean, I think this is OP as a rally car already. Right, so here we are with the Aventime, and I'm very, very impressed already. There's so much more grip. I can actually... Okay, maybe not for that corner, but for the one previously, I was able to actually hang it on the inside of the line and actually take more of a racing line. Well, I mean, I don't quite know the racing line for off-road driving, but I know for on-road driving that would be the racing line. And actually, this car actually, I reckon, could match the Plymouth on lap time. I mean, it's geared a bit more appropriately to rallying than the Plymouth was, and it's got quite a bit more grip. There's no oversteer massive drifts like we got with the Viper and the Plymouth. This is actually a very easy and very sensible car to drive. And we saw Top Gear fail to make the Aventime into a quick car, but I think it's because they forgot to put it on ice, or snow rather, because this is clearly where it belongs. Well, we got a very nice run onto straight thanks to the amount of grip this car has on the snow, and actually, this car surely could actually be entered for WRC. Like, I don't think it breaks any rules. There's no height restrictions, I don't think. There's no maximum length or width, which I don't believe there is, which means it doesn't break that. It doesn't go over the recommended power. I don't believe there's a maximum weight, there's only a minimum weight, and this is far over that. Why hasn't somebody entered a Renault Aventime before? Maybe it's just because this game isn't that realistic, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, judging by this is going to be better than any rally car going. Right, we're coming up to the end of the lap, and honestly, this car might be the Dodge Viper's lap time. I mean, it's sort of surprising because you wouldn't think an Aventime's quicker than a Viper, but then again, a Viper on snow we thought was ridiculous. But then again, that we saw at the start of this video, the Viper is actually pretty decent around this track, and no, I think the Viper, if it did a 4:14 like I remember, no, this car's just shy of that. That is unfortunate. I mean, this car is ready for WRC, and someone enter it for next year. This car is ready for it. Right, so here is the final car I want to test. It's a DeLorean. Now, I know Back to the Future Day wasn't that long ago, actually, and I was planning to do a video for it, and I never did. I know F1 Games PlayStation did a blinder of a video for for Back to the Future Day. Now, I'm not just doing this car just because of Back to the Future. This car actually could be a bit wayward. Unlike the Viper, sure, that had 450 horsepower and this has only got 200. At least the Viper had the engine at the front and the power at the back. So there was something going on at both ends. This one might be interesting because it's rear engine, rear wheel drive, so we're going to have rear propulsion, but logically, I don't know about the weight distribution, but logically all of the weight's going to be at the back of the car. Unless they've like shoved lead at the front of the front car, I don't know. But this really actually seems like it might be one of the more difficult cars to drive, so we'll just see how this goes. Right, so initial impressions, the first corner, let's see how this goes, and it's not that difficult to drive actually. I thought with it being rear wheel drive and rear engined it would have a lot of oversteer, be a bit all over the place. But it's actually not. Maybe it's because it's only got 200 horsepower, maybe it's because the weight distribution is surprisingly equal. I mean, I don't know, but it's suspicious to say the least. But anyway, we're the DeLorean, who really cares about that? 88 miles an hour, that's the aim. So we've got the first straight coming up here. Now, we got to do this for Marty, we got to do this for Doc, because 88 miles an hour, we got to see if we can go back in time. Maybe we can go back to when this car was made. Maybe we can go back. Oh, 88 miles an hour already. I was trying to build that up to be something really epic, but it's actually really achievable. But still, 88 miles an hour, and we haven't gone back in time. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my little Christmas special winter themed video there. And if you're watching this before Christmas, make sure to have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'm saying a Happy New Year because this might well be my last video in 2015. There may be one more, but at the minute I can't say for certain. But this will definitely be my last one before Christmas. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys in 2016. So I'll see you then.